Hey everyone, this is Corinne Lafont, your favorite radio host, your only radio host, and favorite girl, of course, broadcasting to you from the lovely island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean on Between the Lines. And you know how we do it here on Between the Lines? We are always grateful, we are always thankful. Thankful for a beautiful day here in Trinidad and Tobago. It is extremely hot. I'm trying to prevent the sun coming in on my skin, my dark skin. So you're seeing me much darker or dark as I am without any light. But
You're
I
all
am
bright and
proud
beautiful.
of how my skin looks. I accept it. There's nothing I can do about it. And I have a lady
It's
on my
you're
other side. Is
beautiful.
it
What
the
are
other
you
side or
talking
the other
about?
side? Other side. Thank you. Who is just as beautiful as me talking about her COVID here, worried about everything. And I'm like, girl, you hitting it. You're hitting it. I mean, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. COVID is in, any look goes. Okay?
We're
So
here.
I
We're
want to
alive. That's
welcome
all we have to worry
Tracy
about. We're
Lamourie.
good.
Exactly. COVID free, Tracy. COVID free. Can you imagine? So let me tell persons what they're going to be listening to today. Amplifying your message and voice. Amplifying your message and voice. And you will see why in a little bit when I tell you about Tracy. So Tracy Lamourie is a high-profile international award-winning publicist and the founder and managing director of Lamourie Media Inc. I'm going to showcase her website a little bit later down. A Universal Women's Network 2020 Woman of Inspiration winner for the Woman in Media Award and the author of the upcoming book Get Repped, not ripped, people, repped.
That's
Build
it.
your brand with effective build your brand with effective public and media relations. We're actually sharing in the same industry. She is a well-known long-term advocate on a myriad of important worldwide issues and an award-winning international publicist working across industries from major entertainment projects to small businesses. Tracy is passionate about amplifying important messages and being a voice for those who most need one. Isn't that awesome? I abbreviated her extensive bio in order for us to have time to talk on the show. Oh, my goodness, if I were to read that bio, we will not have
I
the
know
time. So,
it's
welcome,
ridiculous.
Tracy. Welcome, Tracy, to Between the Lines. It's good to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled and honored to be here and to speaking to you and your
Yeah,
awesome audience, and to be in a different part of the world than Hamilton Mountain is nice.
honey, you can travel for free. Did I tell you you can travel all over the world for free? Okay.
Right?
Well,
There you go.
it may cost you a little bit, probably the cost of internet service, a monthly payment, but it's
Yeah,
nothing
but
compared
it's
to
not bad.
actual
I mean, we
flights
can't pause.
and sitting in the airport.
We yeah. So
Yeah,
now we have to
I
order the Uber
know, I
Eats.
know, I know.
We
I
can
could give you
order
a
the
group hug. I could give you a group.
Yeah, we could do like a virtual hug.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We
but that's what
we
I've been
have to work
saying.
with it. We have to work with what it is.
Exactly. We have to work with what we
Yeah,
have.
we
Like
have
I've
to
been
work with
telling
what it is.
people, as many avenues have closed this year, there's
Yeah,
also a ton of them that have opened up, and we're adaptable, right? Humans find new ways to adapt. So
yeah,
I
yeah. We
found that,
have to. Yeah,
even just podcasting and speaking to people, I think of it as media, because I'm like you, I'm a media person. But I've noticed in doing so many of them
yeah.
internationally recently, I've noticed how it's really the new networking and really the new marketing too, like just the being able to go out and
It
speak this
is.
way.
It
So
is. It is.
utilize it.
It is.
We have the tools.
It is. And I do enjoy doing what I'm doing. And the thing about it, like I mentioned in your bio, is that we both share being in this industry. You're into PR and communications media. I'm into PR and communications media. Not because of podcasting. This is something I've been doing for many years. But
Yeah,
I have gotten more into the industry. Being a journalist, I was living in Jamaica, and I've gotten more involved, in PR and communications over the years. And it has always been one of my passions. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And
it's
I
so
must say
it's
I'm very
not
good at
very
it, and
often that
people
I
tell
get to
me I'm
talk to
very good.
somebody else. It's not very often I get to talk to somebody else in the
Yes.
industry. It's rare. I love it.
Oh,
So yeah.
nice.
So
Good,
we should like
good,
connect after
good.
the show, and
So here's
yeah,
the
because
thing. You are you are into PR and media, and you have done work across the world. Now we are in a pandemic, and people had to change from traditional brick and mortar approaches to business to moving quickly online, whether they were prepared to or not. They have to. And some people, Tracy, are still not ready. Their mind hasn't shifted there. They're not technologically savvy.
They're
They might
intimidated
have
by
to
the
start
digital. Yeah.
employing people. Yes, they are. And what I'm noticing here in Trinidad, a lot of people are looking more for sales executive persons to help them build their sales, and persons like in business development, to help them to attract more clients or more customers, and persons even in media, digital media. I'm seeing a lot of that because they were not thinking that prior to COVID. And so now they're scrambling to
To
try
find
and
those avenues
understand
and
or to do
opportunities,
it.
and yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
been
tell me, in your space where you are, what's happening there, and how are you helping clients to evolve and to move and
so.
transition in this particular space we are in now?
Yeah. So I have clients, like you said, all over the world, in Canada and in the States primarily, but also all over the world. And, where we are, where I am physically in Canada, we've been having, ev- originally it was big lockdowns, everything closed, and then then it was kind of normal, and now it's in deep lockdown again, with everything. You just, like a lot of businesses are challenged. A lot of my clients had to, literally, they had to, I mean, the word of the year is pivot, but they had to absolutely change their entire plan. I had one client, in the beauty industry, and this last year was going to be her year. Finally, they um, had the opportunity to basically shine their product at the big international
Hmm.
event, and that was gonna change the whole trajectory of everything she'd planned. Everything was on that one thing, but she wasn't able to do that. So,
Yeah.
a lot of people just ended up feeling, like you said, stuck or depressed or overwhelmed. And I found that this year I had to be, and people laugh. They say you're like a positive, what do you call that, like someone that gets you all, like a coach, almost like you're like a life coach as well as a publicist. Because I'm like, come on, power woman, you've got, like there are
Yeah.
always,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah. Yeah.
what it is, but people look at me because they're like, oh, you're managed to keep being successful, you keep doing this, you pivoted. But really the only secret is I just keep on, like I said to my husband the other night, I came up and I said, all the things that people are like, wow, I'm jealous you've been able to keep doing this or that or whatever. What it all comes down to is research and being absolutely determined that nothing's going to get me down. As long as I have this computer and this
Yeah.
internet, I feel like, we have that power.
Yes.
We all have the same screen in front of us. We have the power to connect. We have the power to
Yeah.
communicate with, the power to reach the world, because everybody, from the biggest celebrity to you to me, we're all just sitting here in front of our screens this year of COVID, trying, and we're all
Yeah.
thinking about what's the next thing and what
Yeah.
can we do. So just being not afraid to, like,
Yeah.
put yourself out there and to reach out
Yeah.
to people and
Yeah.
find other opportunities. And I mean, I guess some of us are lucky
Yeah.
that our work translates more easily to online, but even people, like I work with
Yeah.
somebody who has 2 biomedical clinics here in Canada, and so obviously most of her work was very physical. She does one-on-one evaluations with people about different health programs and how they can uh,
Hmm.
heal. Her thing is that everybody is different, so it's not one size fits all. So she can't just do,
Hmm.
you know, a course, an online thing, or she can't just say, "Oh, you have diabetes, eat
Yeah.
this and eat that." Her whole thing is
Yeah.
like the testing and going. But they found ways too. So it's all, there are ways to do everything, and there are ways to reach everybody. It's just a matter of, it comes down to everything. I mean, it sounds very simple, but don't be overwhelmed. We didn't get this far to only get this far, I always say, which means whether you're where you want to
Yeah.
be or whether you just, woke up this morning when you felt overwhelmed and wanted to jump off a bridge, but you didn't, and you made it,
Yeah.
and you're here, keep going. So, whatever
Hmm.
our struggles are and whatever the
Yeah.
problems in front of us, and for some people they're, way harder for whatever reasons, we just have to keep on going. And if we sit there, if you take another step, you're always closer, right? If you sit on the sofa and you're just overwhelmed and you're
That's
just
right.
staring at the leaders and the
That's
politicians, and
right.
then you're stuck in yourself. get unstuck.
Yeah. And taking those baby steps. Yeah, taking those baby steps are really important, especially for persons who are not really tech savvy and they see what's going on and they feel, oh my God, I'm going to throw up my hands. This is not going to work. Let me close on my business. As opposed to recalibrating how their business can adapt. Because we are human beings. We are supposed to be adaptable. We are supposed to
Yeah,
be flexible. We are supposed to be
and we
resilient.
are,
Or
we
else we
are.
become like dinosaurs. We will become extinct. If you don't evolve, you will become
Yeah,
extinct. You will be replaced. Yeah,
yeah, and the
you're
reality
just gonna
is right
die.
now.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
and the reality is right now, we don't know how things are going to happen. None of us knew at the beginning of 2020 what was going to happen by the end of it, you know? But we got through it. Like, at least most of
yeah,
us got through it. I mean, we lost people and, we're struggling. We still don't know what's happening on the other side. But like you said, we have to
yeah,
adapt with the reality that we have. And if we're able to find within ourselves that strength and those ideas and those strategies to adapt, then on the other side, whatever the other side looks like, when things are open up and the flights are happening again and there's, you know, conferences and everything, whatever we do in this time can
hmm,
position us well for later. So, and again, right now, I think there's so much opportunity because I'm in the world of PR. I know celebrities and all that stuff too. So I can tell you all those people are doing the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's a big equalizer right now. We're literally all like, even the biggest
yeah,
celebrities are sitting in their living room right now thinking, gee, what's going to happen tomorrow? If they have a show, they're doing it in their living room. So we're really more than ever before, right? We're all in the same place. So it's almost like
yeah,
now
yeah,
we all have this power of Zoom. We all have, like, look what you're doing.
yeah,
You're international now. You create, so yeah, I think a lot of us, what really keeps us back is confidence, right? Knowing, thinking that we can do something. And that sounds, cliche, or I don't want to sound like the secret, but really what I've known my whole life is
yeah,
like, it's true, like if we really do keep ourselves back. Not to say we don't have barriers and challenges, and some people, because of the way life is
yeah,
horrible and wrong and unfair and inequitable, people have different barriers and harder challenges, and not everybody's starting in an equal place in those challenges. Some people, have way more mountains to climb and way more, but we're in the sense of mindset, we're all in the same place, because if you have only a little pebble to climb or 50 mountains to climb, some people make a mountain out
hmm,
of a little pebble. That little pebble could be something they can't get over because they don't have the mindset. Maybe they're mentally illness,
yeah,
or they you know what I mean? So somebody who is super
yeah,
privileged, but they have a tiny little pebble, well, it's their fault they can't even get through that pebble, And then there are other people who are able
yeah,
to
yeah,
knock down mountains, you know, and then all doesn't mean it's not. It doesn't mean it's all mindset. We have challenges in the world that the world puts in front of us, but you know what? You just can't get through any of them if you're not like, how do I address this? you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, well, what you're saying is that some people see a pebble as a mountain and they find it difficult. And there are some people who see a mountain as a pebble. So they cut through that like
Exactly.
nothing. So it's all
Yeah.
a matter of perception and it's all a matter of mindset. But you're absolutely right. The pandemic, COVID-19, has actually brought a level playing field and a reset of what is happening in the world. It's a total reset and a level playing field. And it is a level playing field, like you said, to allow persons to really plan the trajectory for how to position themselves, for using your words, to where they go from here. But you could
Yeah.
decide, persons listening to this, you could decide you do nothing. You could decide you do nothing. You sit down and wait till the pandemic is over. There are some people taking that approach. Sit and wait. And so you sit and wait, and you wait, and you wait. And when you wait, what is going to happen? Nothing. You might be in the same position waiting,
Right. And then
because
even when it's over, when that
nobody,
day comes,
nobody knows.
that day comes that they're waiting for,
Yeah,
then they're
and
still right
nobody
where they are
knows.
today. But
Yeah,
if
what are
when the
you waiting?
pandemic is over,
But you don't
you
even
can
know.
say, sorry, I was
Yeah,
just
but you
having,
don't even know what you're waiting on. You don't even
yeah.
know what you're waiting on, Tracy. So you sit and you wait. You don't know what you're
Oh,
waiting
yeah,
on. So even if it's
exactly.
in front of you can't recognize
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
What are you
So right now
waiting
you better
on?
be like,
If you had
I'm still
something
going.
waiting on, yeah.
Yeah,
If
no,
you
I feel
knew
like that's the
what you are
secret to
waiting
all of
on,
this.
that might be different.
And I feel like that's the
If
secret to
you
all of
knew
this.
what you're waiting on, that might be different. Yeah. Yeah, but you're
Exactly.
not. You're not. You don't know what you're waiting for. You're just waiting. But if you
Yeah.
decide, look, I'm in a situation now, I am going to do something about it, and just do things. And probably by planting those little seeds along the way,
Yeah.
something might flourish at the end of the day. Something might happen. You don't know,
Yeah.
but something is going to happen. Because if you throw a seed out there, something is going to happen.
It
Something is
will
going to
happen.
happen.
Everything in
You
life
know?
happens because of other people. Everything about communicating, meeting. So
Yeah,
make your network wider, build bridges, don't burn them. Like see how you can help,
yeah,
offer to help other people. See what you can do and what you can bring to the table, and they can help
yeah,
you. So right now, like this could be the
yeah,
best times or it could be the worst of times. We could all just isolate and be freaked out, and like at the beginning of it, like everyone else, I was just staring at the computers or the television screen, stopping working, going, oh my God, I lost all the public speaking. Oh my God, there's no travel. Oh no, this is gonna, like all those things that I had planned because my PR life was involved, there's events and parties and travel, and that was the work, right? And all of a sudden that work is gone, and I didn't know what to do either. So for the first like 2 weeks,
yeah,
like the rest of the world, I was staring,
yeah.
watching. Oh no, watching Trudeau, watching this idiot Trump, watching everybody. Oh my God, what are these people saying? What's happening? And then I realized no, and then I realized no, I literally have to. If I've lost 80% of my work, I still have
Yeah,
20. So go to my desk, stop staring at the
yeah,
computer, stop staring at the whatever and freaking out. Go to my desk, start, just
yeah.
calm down and do the work I have. And as soon as I did that, other work came, other recommendation, other
Yeah,
where I got
yeah,
way more busy in COVID. And you look at my calendar now, it's busier than it was a year ago. And I actually ended up doing better in the last 2 months than a year ago, which people don't want to hear in the middle of COVID. I'm embarrassed to even
yeah,
say it. But it's because I stayed up till 3 in the morning every
yeah,
day, and I worked around time zones, and I emailed people all over the place, not to get
yeah,
work, but to book myself on podcasts or to talk about this or to, so
yeah,
there's so many opportunities
yeah,
if you just
yeah,
get out of this stuck and get into this thing in front of you, the screen that we're looking at, and
yeah,
research, your industry, speaking engagements, your industry panels, like it's a
yeah,
million
yeah,
opportunities. And every year there's more forums and more opportunities and more tools that, we know with our clients, we can just throw at our clients and say, hey, take care of this, take
that's
care,
right.
do this, do this. And then they have a giant profile. But they don't know,
Yeah,
entrepreneurs
yeah,
don't realize that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And like you said, just calm down. You feel that everything is gone. Everything is not gone. Probably a percentage may be gone. And what you need to do is just calm down, take a step back, look at that part that you think is gone, and say, how can I do this over to match what is happening now? In the
Yeah,
meantime, while you're trying to recalibrate that, you look at the things that could still happen in an online environment and push that. And look at it. You are not the only person who is telling me that they are more busier now than they ever have been. When they
yeah.
thought that they would have been dead in the water, they are
I
busier
thought I was done.
now
I was like,
than
oh
they
my
ever
God, all
have
the
been.
work. Yeah, I thought everything I've done to build my
Yes,
business for the last 3 years was finally going well. I thought literally I'm going to be working on
yes,
McDonald's or something. I killed it. But no, like honestly, just
yeah,
keep, like I said, the whole world, especially like, I mean, not everybody's as lucky because I'm
yeah,
lucky that
yeah,
my client base can be the world, right? Some people, their client base
yes,
their store closed and their client base was local. So
yeah,
they have to figure out a whole new way to pivot. And that's not easy. But
yeah,
I also can't stop thinking. I was
yeah,
reading in the New Yorker the other day, and they were talking about all the businesses that have done well during this. Of course, a lot of them are big, giant companies like Zoom, like all those things. But it made me think. It was like as we're all
yeah,
thinking, we're processing the bad news, like all business is over and no one's making money. At the same time, there are businesses that were not doing so well before, but in this new environment, what they offer, you know, is making them billions of dollars. So we can take a lesson from that too. How can I be useful in this new economy, in this new
yes,
situation? How can I take my skills, what I have to offer and offer
yeah,
something slightly different? Or how can I create a new, version of what I was doing before? Like that lady with the biomedical,
yeah.
she's a real challenge.
Yeah,
But she's figuring it out. She's doing it
yeah.
online
And
now.
here's the thing. Yeah, but here's the thing. You have to also consider, what can I add to my business that I was operating with years ago? What new skill can I add? So it gives you an opportunity to bring a new skill. Even if you don't want to learn it yourself, I could say to myself, okay, Tracy, I see you're offering X, Y, and Z. It will complement what I'm doing here. Would you like to collaborate? You might say the same thing with me. You might say, Corinne, I see what you're doing. So instead of you taking it on, it gives the opportunity for more collaboration. I don't have to be with you in Canada. You don't have to be with me in Trinidad, but we are
Exactly.
able to
Yeah.
still tap into the world and work
So
together.
that's where
Now, let me tell you something,
strategy.
Tracy. This is not, yeah, but this is not something new. I have been telling people this for years before we could even spell COVID 19. And they were not preparing. They were not preparing. I'm saying let's collaborate. And they couldn't understand. They're in a different location. I am here. I'm like, how do you mean? We're talking on the internet.
Yeah, that's funny. I will be that.
Once you have a device,
It's funny.
how
I have more
come?
clients.
Why do I
I have
need to
more,
be there? Why do
exactly. I literally
why
have
do
more
I need
clients in
I
the
don't
States.
understand.
Like I literally have more clients in Los Angeles than I do in Toronto, Canada. Because it doesn't matter. Like it's an international world, right? Like the whole English.
It's
So
the
that's the way it is
mind.
too.
It's the
Your clients, and
mindset.
that's the
It's the
thing.
mindset, Tracy. The mind. The mind is sabotaging you. The
It's
limiting
so
beliefs, the
true. Oh
perceptions,
my God, Corinne,
the
I was on a podcast.
programming.
I was on a podcast. It was a brilliantly named. You know what the name of the podcast was? And it's a neurologist who runs it. How not to think. And the whole idea is they look at like they talk to successful people about what mold they
There is a
what
book. There is a book on that, Tracy. There is a book that I started reading and I have to go back to it. I can't even remember, but something along that. I'll send it to you privately about your
there you go.
thoughts, what not to think, what to
There you
think. I'm
go. It's
like,
so true,
my
right?
goodness, man, we sabotage our own selves, and you don't even know it.
And you know what? Now that you think about
I
it,
just recently, just today,
and
yeah,
just
I
thinking
just
in the
recently
way that
interviewed
in the
somebody,
way that
and
we know that,
we were saying that we are our own worst enemy.
it's so
I
true.
can't
And
look to you and blame you. I can't look to somebody else. It's us. It's us.
yeah, but I mean, at the same
Yeah.
time, like, I never negate the fact that there are true inequalities and true challenges that people have. Not everybody has the same, path. But like you said, some people can see a pebble and it's a mountain, right? And other people can
Mm-hmm.
see 50 mountains and they can say, you know what? I see all those mountains, but you're not getting me down. I'm climbing those mountains. You know what I mean? So, so that we
Yeah.
have to acknowledge that everyone's path and challenges are different, and there's inequality in the world and unfairness and privilege and all that, right? So I want to be careful that I'm not when I say that I don't say like, oh, we don't have problems. People have tons of problems, and the world is against them, and their ass is against them, and all that stuff. But it's like you said though, if we see we can't control what people do to us. We can only control how we react
That's
and
right.
what we do with it, right? And I know you know that
Exactly.
I've learned that from my friends of color, in North America a lot. When I say to them, especially
Yeah.
this year after all
Yeah.
the conversations with George Floyd and everything, and and I say,
Yes.
and I see so much racism
Yeah.
coming out in a world that I thought we had gotten rid of a lot of that, right? But I see so much of it coming out now,
No, there.
and
It is still there. It is still there.
I've asked well, I
It
know
is
because I've
still
asked
there.
you, but I've said to my friends of color, like, how do you even get
And let
past
me
that?
tell you, it's not going to. It's not. No, it's not going to leave. It's not going to leave, Tracy, because we have to actually do a lot of, what do you call that now? Reprogramming of the mind of people. It's coming, but it's slow because there are
And
still some
that's
people who have their
interesting.
tentacles,
And it's interesting.
their tentacles in society that influence negative thoughts, but we have to remove ourselves from it. And those
And
of
that's
us
an
who know
interesting
better
point.
should do better.
I like the way
Should
you
do
say
better,
that because
yeah? We need
that goes
to do
back to
better.
what you were just saying about success mindset, right? Just the same way that, how not to think about success or things that keep us, you know, in terms of our own success and our own moves in the same way, those people who are like racist or whatever, they've got crazy going. They're not. I mean,
Right.
clearly they're not thinking right. So usually I think of them. I just hate them and I
No,
want to punch them. But when you just said that thing about how not to think, it got me
no,
thinking.
yeah,
They're also. They just, it's so pathetic, really.
No,
They just don't know how to think. Their
no,
brains
you
are
have to show
broken.
them love. Tracy, Tracy, I want you to listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. When you see people behaving like that, yes, it does trigger anger in you because you know it's not right. You feel it, you know it's not right. But when you feel like you want to knock them out and kill them, do them something, then you're just as bad as they are. And you have to be careful of the thoughts that you think. And I'm saying this not only to you, but to persons who will be listening and who are listening. You have to be careful. Don't come down to their level. What you need to
And
do
that,
is
Corinne,
love them
is where I
because
see
that's
such
what's missing in
strength.
their life.
And that's when I said,
You have to love
earlier
them.
on, that
You
I've learned
have
this from
to
my
love
friend.
them. They don't
Yeah.
know love.
And that's
They
where I really
don't know
meant when I
love.
said that,
And
when I
because,
said that,
yeah,
yeah, and that's what I meant when I said that,
yeah,
my friends in the Black community have shown me that strength and that power so much. And my friends and family. I mean, to me, that's my community. My friends, family, clients. It's the
yeah,
same. And but
yeah,
and before I never thought so much about the different experiences. But now when we talk about even racism in Canada, not just in America, right, but about their
yeah,
own lived experiences and how badly they've been treated by other white people, I always think it's amazing. I know you say you
yeah,
got to be thinking, you got to all those words, but it is still so amazing that you guys, live it because
I
I
know.
always think if I spend my whole 51 years, right, everyone treated me like, like I wouldn't be that. I can't see myself being that understanding and forgiving, and I see that right across the
Yeah,
culture.
yeah.
You guys have put up with so much, and instead of being
Yeah.
like, you know what, you're like, and we need to, like, people need to really see
But
that.
we
Like, I see
can.
that and learn from that,
Yeah,
because it's powerful. That's power.
yeah.
That's not a forgiving.
We, yeah. But we as a black person, a black woman and a black person, I choose to love. It doesn't matter what people do me. I choose to love because I
In the
know
end, it's
you
like you
don't know
said, it's
love.
how we
So
respond to things, right?
I need to give you more love. I need to give you more love than you ever have seen and known. I need to give you
So,
more love and I need to keep praying for you. I need to
well, that's
keep
actually
praying that, God will turn your heart, that God will turn your heart
thank you,
into
God.
and see and feel and understand because I, as a human being, can't do that physically, personally. But my life and the way I live my life and the way I love on you and love on everybody is an example for you. It's an
Yeah.
example for you. And I do
Oh,
it in
that's
business. I do it in my interaction. I do it anywhere. It doesn't matter what anybody does me. And people
yeah.
have done me some
And what a
horrific
strength
things.
that is,
But that's okay. It is
There's
a
a little,
reflection. What they are doing is a reflection of themselves. It's a reflection of their mindset. As a man
exactly,
thinketh, so is he. As a man
exactly.
thinketh,
It's
so is
sad.
he.
It's
But
disordered.
so
Yeah.
everything that needs to change, anything that needs to change has to start from up here. It has
Yeah.
to
I've got
start
to the
from in the
point where I
mind.
feel sorry about
It
that.
has to
Like,
start from in the heart.
yeah. When I see that kind of behavior now, like when I was
Yeah.
young in my 20s, I would just be like, oh, I hate them too. I hate those guys. I hate those racists. But now when I see that crazy behavior, I think, man, that's pathetic. Those are really damaged people. Like, they're not, what are they doing? They're not thinking right. They're not,
Yes, they
it's not,
are.
that's not the way humans behave. Don't behave that way if they're
Yeah.
happy. Humans who are, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's not
Yes,
the
they
way
are
people
damaged.
act. What's wrong with you? So there's something wrong. But it's funny when you said that about I have to love you more. It made me think
Yes.
the wisdom of children. There's a little 13-year-old girl from Zimbabwe. She's a Canadian that I work with called Bolu. I met her 6 months ago, 2 months after George Floyd. We were doing a little, my clients here, we were doing a Black Lives Matter event in a super little white area, which is like 90% white that my one client lives in. And we were calling in, some speakers, obviously of color, to explain to these, all these white people what the issue was. And
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
little girl came to sing. Oh my God, Corinne, 13, you should have her on your show. 13 years old. And I thought, oh, it's going to be cute, a little girl singing, No, no, but then she sang and it was real power. The words of the song, she has a song called Make It Right. I ended up getting it recorded for her and everything, but it's called Make It Right. And it was her response to the news of 2020. So in Canada, we treat our First Nations people, Aboriginal, like horribly, right? So we have a First Nations issue in Canada, and then the whole stuff about George Floyd all year. So this 13-year-old, was processing all this, and it was her own song. She wrote a song, just processing it. And the song is called Make It Right. And it's, you listen to it and you're like, oh my God, it just literally gives you chills because it's like from a kid, right? And one of the lines in it is, why are people so cruel? And then the next line is, what was done to you? And I think, well, no, I mean,
Yeah.
nothing was done to, I mean, I'm not taking the blame away from these idiot people marauding in the whatever, but in the more
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what don't you
Yeah.
see?
But
I
people
see
are
people like
dumb.
that. It's like, and
Yeah.
it's true. Like somebody who's a racist, I feel so sorry for them in a way because like
Yeah.
they don't even realize how small their life is. Like, could you picture? So there could be some guy, he's a
I
total
know.
racist.
I know. But
He
you
lives
have
in
to
their
love them.
community. And look at this. What if he has no friends? Imagine this. Somebody said this to me once. Picture this racist guy. He has no friends. He has no whatever. Just idiot. Meanwhile, he could have the guy next door to him could be a black guy. Maybe they have every single thing in common. They like the same movies. They like the same. But he's never even going to notice that or be able to like
Hmm.
have a human relationship because he's so locked in his brain with false whatever the heck. I don't even know if it's fear or what goes on in their in their brain. I don't understand. But yeah, like it's actually sad. So when you think about it, right, those people are lost. It's lost
Yeah.
people. But at the same time, they're damaged. They're able to do so much damage and to continue doing
Yeah.
damage to other
Yeah.
people. So how do you address
That's
that,
right.
right? Like,
Hurt, hurt people, hurt people, hurt people. I want to be able to share your website. Let me see if I can do that quickly here now while we round up the show. Here we go.
there it is. The red carpet.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, the red carpet treatment. I can see myself walking down this, the red
There you go.
carpet. So where can we
Yeah.
go here? Where can, where can we go here? So we have the contact us page. So if persons need to send a message to you,
Yeah. And
they can do that here. And you're based in, yeah, you're based
yeah,
in Canada, but you
I'm in Hamilton
offer,
near Toronto, so Toronto, Canada. And normally, when it's
mm,
not COVID, I'm all over. Like in 2019, I was in for like all different projects where clients had paid for me to get there, not me. But Jamaica, I was in Malta, I was in all over the States. So, when it's not COVID, I'm all over. There's my travel blog. Yeah, that's when I went to
nice.
California. I'm still updating it all. That was a weird one, the Museum of Death in Los Angeles. I don't know what that is, but I had to check it out because what?
Um,
But yeah,
a museum of death when you can just go. I think the best museum of death would be the cemetery. All you need to go to is the cemetery. That's all. So,
interesting, good one. Yeah,
so this is
that was a
you.
weird, Holly weird thing, I guess. I was like, "What is this?" And it was a weird museum I went in, but yeah, that's my
So
husband over there. You
this
see,
is
my
you.
husband of 26 years and my business partner there,
Nice,
old married couple.
nice. And this is Get Ripped. This is your new
That's the
book.
book. Yeah, it's gonna be out in the end of spring. And you can go there and see all
Nice.
kinds of news articles about me and podcasts, this and that, and that's all the stuff. Same kind of stuff you see about me is the kind of attention I get from my clients, basically.
Yes,
There's me with
nice.
nice hair.
And if you want free PR tips and updates, if you want free PR tips and updates, persons can come here and subscribe. And here is the clickety clack, the paparazzi.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what happens after I do my work.
that's right. Let's just quickly look at some of the services that you offer. So you have here a lot of information and of course more testimonials. So persons can
Yeah, and
come
I'm
here
proud
and
to
check
say
out
I've
what it
worked
is
with
that
some
you do.
amazing people. I've worked with, even to this day, I work with Rosa Parks' cousin, Rosa Parks from the Alabama bus boycott, who walked with Martin Luther King and inspired the whole civil rights movement in the 60s. Her cousin, Angela Sadler Williamson, Professor Angela Sadler Williamson, has an award-winning film about the next 30 years. So Rosa's continued legacy of human rights activism, up until she was in her 90s, up until she finally died. And so that I'm honored to work on that. And there you go, me with Richard Pryor Jr. That's with Steve Anthony, one of our great television stars here in Canada. So yeah, that's the mayor of Toronto and my
Nice,
husband.
nice,
Yeah. Me and the mayor. Look at my face.
nice, nice.
And that's with Reuben
That's
Hurricane
nice. So you're
Carter of the
working with
movie The
some.
Hurricane. you know. That's like from the Trailer Park Boys,
Nice.
when it was blonde. Carla Collins, Canadian in Hollywood. So yeah, DJ Speedy, he
Yeah.
works with Beyonce and Jay-Z and all kinds of celebrities. He's there, yeah, award winning. Yeah, so that was Tommy Chong of Cheech and Chong. And that was literally in
Good.
February, right before COVID. I had a bucket list. I got to meet Tommy Chong of Cheech and Chong like 2 weeks before COVID. Bill Curtis from A&E, politicians here in Canada. So
Nice.
yeah, we're all over the place.
Yeah, I know her. I know her, an actress. Yeah. Nice. So let me get back here to you here now and stop sharing. So here we are again. So any final words, Tracy, that you want to say to the audience as we come off and end the episode? Let's end with some positive notes. Not that we
Let's
haven't
do
been
it.
positive throughout the
Let's end
show,
with, oh
but
yeah,
any final
positivity.
words?
So Jimmy
What
Dennis
final
always
words you want to
says,
say to the listening audience?
well, my friend Jimmy Dennis always, his is always never, never give up. And I want to repeat that thing I said at the beginning, which was, we didn't get this far to only get this far. That's a saying I heard this year. And I just think it's so, whether you're a power person, whether you feel really good about what you've accomplished, whether, or whether you're feeling, like it's been really rough. And I want to let you know that you, the listener, you are a you're powerful too. And whether whether the world thinks so, or whether you just know people are looking at you and you're, feeding your family and you're getting up and you're just doing it in a really rough year. You didn't get this far to only get this far. Keep on going. Keep going. There's better things ahead.
Thank you so much, Tracy. And it has been my pleasure having you as my guest on Between the Lines. Thank you.
I'm so